What up, bro? What up?
and secrecy. It's just a different company, right? I'm not passing judgment. Setting the culture is important. The echoes are there. What does happen in big companies is they become less efficient for many reasons. The first thing that happens is they become conservative because of they're public and they have lawsuits. And a famous example is that Microsoft, after the antitrust case in the 90s, became so conservative in terms of what it could launch that it really missed the web revolution for a long time. They have since recovered. And I, of course, was happy to exploit that as a competitor to them later at Google. But the important thing is, when big companies should be faster because they have more money and more scale. They should be able to do things even quicker. But in my industry, anyway, the tech startups that have a new, clear idea tend to win because the big company can't move fast enough to do it. Another example, we had built something called Google
True.
Video. I was very proud of Google Video.
What are you doing?
And
I'm
David Drummond,
driving.
who was the
I'm
general counsel at the time,
delivery job. So, merhaba. I don't know what that language is. I only know English and Tamil. So, I don't know what language that is. But, anyways, the first guy, it's Japanese, right? Hajima Maste. What else I know in Japanese? Konnichiwa. Ohio. Vigneshwaran. What up, bro? What up? Konnichiwa. Ohio. Uh, Oreva. Andemonai. Sunimasan. Hajimamaste. Taishiki. What else? What else I know in Japanese? Taishiki. I think that's it. It's been so long since I seen One Piece. So, have any of you guys watch anime? I'm a big fan of One Piece, and I used to watch a lot of animes, but now I've stopped. One Piece, they stopped producing anime till next March. I don't know. I think they stopped it for 6 months. I'm not sure about it, but I really encourage people to watch One Piece. It's the best anime ever. You know, like the value of life. I want to. Oh fuck! I missed the turn. I should have taken the right turn, but like while talking with you guys, I missed it. And anyways, I don't know whether that Japanese guy is here or not, but I would love to learn some Japanese words. So, anyways, I picked up some orders, 4 orders. So I'm going to deliver it, and I'm going to pick up another 4 or 3 orders from Delta, and then I'm going to deliver it. So I'm doing delivery job right now. So what up, guys? What up? I know I'm having cold and it's very hard to breathe after delivering. So I will finish my deliveries on North Vancouver. So once I finish my deliveries, I will go to this community center where they have sauna, hot tub, swimming pool, and gym and stuff. So I will go there and I will sit in the sauna, steam bath. So I will take some steam bath so that my nostrils will get freed from the heat and stuff. So, how are you guys? How are you coping up with the winter? Everything good? Na 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 na. Vigneshwaran, I hope you're Tamil, but I don't know whether he's still here or not. But I can see from your name, you are an Indian. You must be from India. And It sounds like a Tamil name, but anyways. Oh, no one is watching from Twitch. I don't know. It's very hard to get Twitch going, right? Have you guys used Twitch? Do you guys want to see the road instead of seeing my fucked up face? I can change the camera. So this is the beautiful Vancouver. So have you guys been to Vancouver? It's a really beautiful. It's a top. It's one of the top five beautiful cities in the world. Imagine. Vancouver is the top tourist destination before COVID-19, that is. But now people say that it reduced drastically, but I don't know. People are getting poor and they are not traveling anymore, I guess. But Vancouver used to be the one of the iconic travel destination. Still, the place is beautiful, but I think people are not traveling much as they used to before pandemic. I think so. It's my judgment, but I think there is some truth in it. I'm not sure. What up, guys? So I'm on the way to deliver some order, and it's a nice weather here in Vancouver. Pratik Patel. Hi, bro. Hi, what's up? What's up, Pratik? What's up? Are you from Toronto? Let me guess. Are you from Surrey? Toronto, Brampton, Mississauga. Are you from Canada or US? United States. I should visit. I should go to United States maybe tomorrow. I want to. I have all the documents, but I don't know. Something is blocking me. What's up, bro? What's up? Is the video quality good? Can you guys see what I can see? Or is it blurry? Is it buffering? How is it? Anya, is there any Korean people watching? So I know a few words in Korean as well. Amma Appa is same like Tamil. Father, mother. So then Annyeonghaseyo, Annyeong, Chuaye, Gomenasai is Japanese. What else? It's been so long since I watched the K-drama, Korean dramas. If I watch Korean drama, then I can pick up few words. Korean is so beautiful. The language is so like I love it. I love the Korean, Japanese. I love French. I want to learn all three languages, all these three languages, but it's not that easy, right? So Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Abba. Abba. Ah. Have some chicken soup for the cold, man. Yeah, I think I should have some chicken soup. Yeah. I put my glass, I cannot see anything in the mobile phone. I cannot read any comments because it's so polarized. But this is the cheapest one I could get, so, and that's Ray-Ban. What up, bro? What up? Someone new from Twitch. Bro, please do follow me on Twitch. I beg you. Sorry, I cannot read the text. You said hi, bro. Hi. What's your name? Wild Marvin. No, I don't know. I cannot read it. It's so bright here, and my phone's brightness is very low, and I don't want to lose my charge. But anyways, thank you so much for joining my live. And hi, bro. What's up? So. Hi, bro. Hi, Billy. Hi. You didn't send me your Instagram. I mean, your YouTube. You did not send your YouTube channel, bro. Send me your channel name. Yeah, type your channel name and delete it so no one will see. Do you want my YouTube channel now? Yeah. Send me your channel, bro. Billy Brassington Few. Okay. I'll check it out. What is your few? Billy Brassington. Okay, I'll check it out, bro. I'll check it out. So what do you do? What's your niche? It's gone. Billy, are you there? Bro, are you there? You deleted it, but it's still showing here. But it's your channel, right? You want more followers, right? Why are you deleting it? If you want, I don't know. I just make videos on what? I'm almost there. I'm gonna deliver it. Deliver. 7208. Yep, here it is. I'm here. I'm gonna deliver the order now. So I have to go offline for a few minutes because I'm gonna take a photo from my phone. I cannot take a photo if I'm doing live. So please do apologize. I mean, please do. Let's listen to some productive podcast.
And they really work quicker.
So this is the
even though we had an
ex-CEO of
incumbent.
Google giving some
And
insights.
why?
That's
It
all
turns
I know.
out that the incumbent was operating under the traditional rules that Google had, which was fine, and the competitor, in this case YouTube, was not constrained by that. They could work at any pace, and they could do all sorts of things, intellectual property and so forth. Ultimately, we were sued over all of that stuff, and we ultimately won all those suits. But it's an example where there are these moments in time where you have to move extremely quickly. You're seeing that right now with generative technology. So the AGI, the generative revolution, generate code, generate videos, generate text, generate everything. All of those winners are being determined in the next 6-12 months. And then once the slope is set, once the growth rate is quadrupling every 6 months or so forth, it's very hard for somebody else to come in. So it's a race to get there as fast as you can. So when you talk to the great venture capitalists, they're fast, right? We'll look at it, we'll make a decision tomorrow, we're done, we're in, and so forth. And we want to be first, because that's where they make the most amount of money.
So we were talking before you arrived, I was talking to Jack about this idea of like harvesting and hunting. So harvesting what you've already sowed and hunting for new opportunities. But I've always found it's quite difficult to get the harvesters to be the hunters at the same time.
So harvesting and hunting is a good metaphor. I'm interested in entrepreneurs. And so what we learned at Google was ultimately, if you want to get something done, you have to have somebody who's entrepreneurial in their approach, in charge of a small business. And so, for example, Sundar, when he became CEO, had a model of which were the little things that he was going to emphasize and which were the big things. Some of those little things are now big things, right? And he managed it that way. So one way to understand innovation in a large company is you need to know who the owner is. Larry Page would say over and over again, it's not going to happen unless there's an owner who's going to drive this. And he was supremely good at identifying that technical talent, right? That's one of his great founder strengths. So when you talk about founders, not only do you have to have a vision, but you also have to have either great luck or great skill as to who is the person who can lead this. Inevitably, those people are highly technical in the sense that they can, and very quick moving, and they have good management skills, right? They understand how to hire people and deploy resources. That allows for innovation. Most of the, if I look back in my career, each generation of the tech companies failed, including, for example, Sun, at the point at which it became non-competitive with the future.
Is it possible for a team to innovate while they still have their day job, which is harvesting, if you know what I mean? Or do you have to take those people, put them into a different team, different building, different P&L, and get them to focus on the disruptive innovation?
There are almost no examples of doing it simultaneously in the same building. The Macintosh was famously, Steve, in his typical crazy way, had this very small team that invented the Macintosh, and he put them in a little building next to the big building on Bub Road in Cupertino, and they put a pirate flag on top of it. Now, was that good culturally inside the company? No, because it created resentment in the big building. But was it right in terms of the revenue and path of Apple? Absolutely.
Why?
Because the Mac ultimately became the platform that established the UI. The user interface ultimately allowed them to build the iPhone, which of course is defined by its user interface.
Why couldn't they stay in the same building?
It just doesn't work. You can't get people to play two roles. The incentives are different. If you're going to be a pirate and a disruptor, you don't have to follow the same rules. So there are plenty of examples where you just have to keep inventing yourself. Now, what's interesting about cloud computing and essentially cloud services, which is what Google does, is because the product is not sold to you, it's delivered to you, it's easier to change. But the same problem remains. If you look at Google today, right, it's basically a search box, and it's incredibly powerful. But what happens when that interface is not really textual? Right? Google will have to reinvent that.
What do
And
you
it's
mean,
working on it. It'll be, the system will somehow know what you're asking, right? It will be your assistant. And again, Google will do very well, so I'm in no way criticizing Google here. But I'm saying that even something as simple as the search box will eventually be replaced by something more powerful. It's important that Google be the company that does that. I believe they will.
And I was thinking about it, you know, the example of Steve Jobs and that building with the pirate flag on it. My brain went, there's so many offices around the world that were trying to kill Apple at that exact moment that might not have had the pirate flag, but that's exactly what they were doing in similar small rooms. So what Apple had done so smartly there, part of me wonders if, in your experience, it's a founder that has that type of conviction that does that.
It's extremely hard for non-founders to do this in corporations, because if you think about a corporation, what's the duty of the CEO? There's the shareholders, there's the employees, there's the community, and there's a board. Trying to get a board of very smart people to agree on anything is hard enough. So imagine I walk in to you and I say, I have a new idea. I'm going to kill our profitability for 2 years. It's a huge bet, and I need $10 billion. Now, would the board say yes? Well, they did to Mark Zuckerberg. He spent all that money on essentially VR of one kind or another. Doesn't seem to have produced very much. But at exactly the same time, he invested very heavily in Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook, and in particular in the AI systems that power them. And today, Facebook, to my surprise, is a very significant leader in AI, having released this version called Llama 400 billion, which is curiously an open source model. Open source means it's available freely for everyone. And what Facebook and Meta is saying is, as long as we have this technology, we can maximize the revenue in our core businesses. Mm-hmm. So there's a good example, and Zuckerberg's obviously an incredibly talented entrepreneur. He's now back on the list of the most rich people. He's feeded it, in everything he was doing, and he managed to lose all that money while making a different bet. That's a unique founder. The same thing is almost impossible with a hired CEO.
How important here is focus? And what's your sort of opinion of the importance of focus from your experience with Google, but also looking at these other companies? Because when you're at Google and you have so much money in the bank, there's so many things that you could do and could build. Like an endless list, you can take on anybody and basically win in most markets. How do you think about focus at Google?
Focus is important, but it's misinterpreted. In Google, we spent an awful lot of time telling people we wanted to do everything. And everyone said, you can't pull off everything. And we said, yes, we can. We have the underlying architectures, we have the underlying reach. We can do this if we can imagine it and build something that's really transformative. And so the idea was not that we would somehow focus on one thing like search, but rather that we would pick areas of great impact and importance to the world, many of which were free, by the way. This is not necessarily revenue driven, and that worked. I'll give you another example. There's an old saying in the business world that you should focus on what you're good at, and you should simplify your product lines, and you should get rid of product lines that don't work. Intel famously had the term is called ARM. It's a RISC chip, and this particular RISC chip was not compatible with the architecture that they were using for most of their products, and so they sold it. Unfortunately, this was a terrible mistake, because the architecture that they sold off was needed for mobile phones with low memory, with small batteries and heat problems and so forth and so on. And so that decision, that fateful decision now 15 years ago, meant that they were never a player in the mobile space. And once they made that decision, they tried to take their expensive and complex chips, and they kept trying to make cheaper and smaller versions. But the core decision, which was to simplify to the wrong outcome. Today, if you look at, I'll give you an example, the NVIDIA chips use an ARM CPU and then these two powerful GPUs. It's called the B200. They don't use the Intel chip, they use the ARM chip because it was, for their needs, faster. We would never have predicted that 15 years ago. So at the end, maybe it was just a mistake, but maybe they didn't understand in the way they were organized as a corporation that ultimately battery power would be as important as computing power, right? The amount of battery used, and that was the discriminant. So one way to think about it is if you're going to have these sort of simple rules, you better have a model of what happens in the next 5 years. So the way I teach this is just write down what it'll look like in 5 years. Just try.
What will it look like in 5 years? Your company?
Whatever it is, right? So let's talk about AI. What will be true in 5 years?
And it's going to be a lot smarter than it is now.
It'll be a lot smarter. But how many companies will there be in AI? Will there be 5 or 5,000 or 50,000?
50,000?
How many big companies will there be? Will there be new companies? What will they do? Right? So I just told you my view is that eventually you and I will have our own AI assistant, which is a polyglot, which is incredibly smart, which helps us guide through the information overload that it is today. Who's going to build it? Make a prediction. What kind of hardware will it be on? Make a prediction. How fast will the networks be? Make a prediction. Write all these things down and then have a discussion about what to do. What is interesting about our industry is that when something like the PC comes along or the internet, and I lived through all of these things, they are such broad phenomena that they really do create a whole new lake, a whole new ocean, whatever metaphor you want. Now people said, well, wasn't that crypto? No. Crypto is not such a platform. Crypto is not transformative to daily life for everyone. People are not running around all day using crypto tokens rather than currency. Crypto is a specialized market. By the way, it's important and it's interesting. It's not a horizontal transformative market. The arrival of alien intelligence in the form of savants that you use is such a transformative thing because it touches everything. It touches you as a producer, as a star, as a narrative. It touches me as an executive. It will ultimately help people make money in the stock market. And there's so many ways in which this technology is transformative. To start, in your case, when you think about your company, whether it's little, itty-bitty, or a really big one, it's fundamentally how will you apply AI to accelerate what you're doing. In your case, for example, here you have, I think, the most successful show in the UK by far, right? So how will you use AI to make it more successful? Well, you can ask it to distribute you more, right? To make narratives, to summarize, to come up with new insights, to suggest, to have fun, to create contests. There are all sorts of ways that you can ask AI. I'll give you a simple example. If I were a politician, thankfully I'm not, and I knew my district, I would say to the computer, write a program. So I'm saying to the computer, you write a program which goes through all the constituents in my interest, that figures out roughly what they care about, and then send them a video which is labeled, of me digitally, so not fake, but it's kind of like my intention, where I explain to them how important I, as their constituent, have made the bridge work, right? And you sit there and you go, that's crazy, but it's possible. Now, politicians have not discovered this yet, but they will. Because ultimately, politicians are on a human connection, and the quickest way to have that communication is to be on their phone, talking to them about something that they care about.
When ChatGPT first launched and they sort of scaled rapidly to 100 million users, there was all these articles saying that the founders of Google had rushed back in and it was a crisis.
That refers to the fact that you use humans at the end to do A/B tests, where humans can actually say, well, this one's better, and then the system learns cursively from human training at the end. That was a real breakthrough, right? And I joke with my OpenAI friends that you were sitting around on Thursday night and you turn this thing on and you go, holy crap, look how good this thing is. It was a real discovery, right, that none of us expected. Certainly I did not. And once they had it, the OpenAI people, Sam and Mira and so forth, we'll talk about this, they didn't really understand how good it was. They just turned it on. And all of a sudden they had this huge success disaster because they were working on GPT-4 at the same time. It was an afterthought. It's a great story because it just shows you that even the brilliant founders do not necessarily understand how powerful what they've done is. Now today, of course, you have GPT-4o, basically a very powerful model from OpenAI. You have Gemini 1.5, which is clearly roughly equivalent, if not better, in certain areas. Gemini is multimodal, for example, and then you have other things teams, when they were doing